Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening. There has been a grim discovery at a Glenorchy property after an early morning blaze tore through the home. A body found in the ruins as residents watched on in shock. Tonight, a 40-year-old man is in custody, assisting police with inquiries.
This usually peaceful and quiet street, the scene of a horror house fire.
Well, I come out to water the grass about 9 o'clock and looked up here and there was an ambulance went down and a fire truck.
The Glenorchy home going up in flames just before 7 a.m. Police confirming one life lost.
Sadly, a body has been located in a room of that residence. Crime scene has been declared.
But unable to say whether the body is male or female.
Bearing in mind that we don't know we haven't formally identified the deceased person. That's something that we're working through and that our investigation will cover on.
The blaze deemed suspicious. A 40-year-old Hobart man taken into custody this morning. Fire, police and SES filling the street well into the day.
Fortunately, Tasmania Fire Service were on scene very quickly. They've come from Glenorchy Station, the first crew on scene, and they've been able to extinguish that blaze in the space of about 20 minutes, I think.
Police are now calling on anyone who may have seen someone driving a blue Mazda this morning, which was found burnt out in North Hobart. Police say that incident is connected to the crime scene here. As neighbours and friends gathered together, coming to terms with the shock. The remnants of the home out of sight, but not out of mind.
You know, you don't like to see that happen.
Authorities are now calling on anyone who saw something to report it. Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania's opposition has accused the state government of failing the community over health policy. The comments coming after reports Launceston General Hospital's emergency department has become gridlocked this week.
It just feels like Groundhog Day about ambulance ramping, about the chronic bed block which we're seeing across our hospitals, and about the impact that this is having on Tasmanians accessing emergency care or a hospital bed.
What I would say to State Labor is, what have you done in terms of ringing your federal colleagues to talk to them about the issues that are their responsibility, which we know could alleviate some of the pressure on our emergency departments?
The Health and Community Services Union says the government needs an additional 130 paramedics immediately. The union claims the Health Minister has made health a part-time job. A police task force targeting repeat offenders in Launceston has nabbed 18 people in the past 2 weeks. The operation uncovering more than 80 separate offences.
Cracking down on crime in Launceston's CBD. Task Force Viper police members patrolling the busy streets with one aim: to reduce offending as part of a statewide focus on repeat offenders. Police nabbing culprits for property offences, public assaults and stealing. Shopkeepers grateful for the extra police presence during a busy time of the year.
My time with the business, I've definitely had my fair share of experience with shoplifters. It's definitely toned down, especially with the presence of police the last couple of weeks in the mall, which has been fantastic.
The detective in charge of the operation pleased that offenders are being held to account.
It's an excellent result. What it does show is that a small number of people are responsible for a large volume of the offences in the CBD, and police are actively addressing those.
Some shopkeepers said they felt helpless when working solo in businesses in trying to stop thefts. Police encouraging them to provide information, with that invitation extending to residential crimes.
So the task force will address any sort of major issues that we've got arising at the moment, or any sort of repeat offending. A lot of that is in the CBD, but the task force is not limited to the CBD and is for the whole of the North State.
Launceston's mayor backing the visual police presence, which he said is helping to curb antisocial behaviour.
I think the nuts and bolts of it is everybody has the right to feel safe. Everybody has the right to not only feel safe, but to be safe.
Melinda Ogden, 7 Tasmania News.
A novel new way to visit some of Launceston's most iconic destinations can now be uploaded into the popular video game Minecraft. The City of Launceston developed the new maps to engage students, with the Mayor on hand to try out the new visualisation tool alongside its creator. A trio of maps feature Riverbend Park, City Park and Cataract Gorge.
It's a really great educational tool for us as council to see what imaginative sort of advancements kids and those that are using it want to build and want to see in our municipality, in the town and in the parks.
Through Science Week there were 13 different schools came through, and we found that almost all of those schools actually had it as part of their routine teaching programs.
Video of the 3 maps can be downloaded at Minecraft 2024. The Hurricanes are keeping their finals hopes alive, making easy work of the Renegades last night. Hobart chased down the hosts' 147-run total with 8 balls to spare at Marvel Stadium. English international Sam Hay named man of the match after notching a game-high score of 51 runs off 36 balls.
That's Hoyt for 6. Hayne unleashes.
The Cane train heads north this weekend to face ladder leaders Brisbane Heat. Meanwhile, Tasmania has continued its winning streak with a dominant win over New South Wales, the Tigers finishing 6 for 200 to the Blues 197.
It's a terrific performance from the defending champions.
Tassie Tiger Amy Smith named Player of the Match after recording her first ever 5-wicket haul in the WNCL. Both sides will be back for round 2 on Sunday morning at Olympic Park. Well, to basketball, and major changes are afoot in the Jack Jumpers camp, with Scott Roth adding former New Zealand breaker Tom Vavanovich to the roster to replace a still injured Majok Deng. The Jackies also parting ways with Junior Madut after less than a year with the club.
They say change is as good as a holiday. The Jackies squad has been given a shake-up after 2 straight losses at home.
I'm not a big fan of changing roster spots and players at this time of the year especially, but the Christmas game was quite costly for us. We lost 4 players.
Majok Deng remains sidelined with a sprained ankle. Will Magnay still a maybe after being stepped on. Junior Madut also out, but for good, released from his contract. Enter big man Tom Vondanovich, beefing up the squad with his sheer size.
We're excited to have him. He was excited to come down. We just felt that this was probably the best move for us to finish out the season, to have another big body that was experienced.
The roster reshuffle, a result of being broken by the Breakers on New Year's Day.
An uphill battle for the Jack Jumpers now.
But Scott Roth is remaining calm.
There's no reason for us to panic. We just got to go play.
The coach instead putting his faith in the likes of Sean McDonald, who he says is the next big thing.
It's huge for the confidence. It's great to hear that from others too, but yeah, I'm just trying to get a little bit better every day.
Tasmanian Taryn Armstrong is also playing tomorrow night. It'll be the first time that the 21-year-old plays on his home soil in front of family and friends. But there's just one problem. He's on the other team.
The Jackies unbothered by the Burnie boys' presence.
Every time there's a Tasmanian playing, it should be a celebration.
Be exciting, a little bit nervous because you want to perform and be your best.
Madeline Kerr, 7 Tasmania News.
Some of the world's leading pro women's tennis players have already touched down in Tassie ahead of the Hobart International. American Sloane Stephens popping into Bonnarong Wildlife Sanctuary this afternoon to visit some locals.
I literally came straight from the airport here, so I'm glad that I'm able to do it this year and feed some kangaroos and see all the other animals too.
As the competition draws closer, other players have spent their time on the court.
I'm hitting a lot and trying to get adjusted as much as I can to the weather change. It's a lot hotter in Brisbane, but these conditions are a lot nicer, I think. The ball doesn't fly as much.
The main draw hits off on Monday, following a free family event this weekend.
Good evening. We saw low cloud about most of the state this morning, with the odd light shower about the north and east. Hobart 20 today, Launceston 26, Devonport 21, Burnie 23. The state's top was recorded at Bushy Park with 27, Luncheon Hill 26, King Island and Grove 24. 22 the common temp for Low-Head, Flinders Island, Friendly Beaches and Strawn, St Helens and Lyweni 21, Marai Island 19 degrees. Patchy afternoon cloud was seen about northern parts of the the state. Clearer skies embrace the south this afternoon. Large areas of low cloud is sitting over the southern coastline and southern parts of WA. Tomorrow, a high pressure centre will form to our east while maintaining a ridge over Tasmania. Southwest to southeasterly winds 10 to 20 knots. Southwesterly swells increasing up to 2.5 metres. Tomorrow, Hobart, fine and sunny, 25. Partly cloudy in Medina and Oatlands, both 27. Partly cloudy conditions expected in the north, Launceston 28, Devonport 23, Lyowini 21. Burnie, partly cloudy, 21, much the same in Strawn 24. Mostly sunny in Marrawar, also 24. St Helens, sunny 24, a little cloud in Swansea 25. Sunny skies in Orford 25 is the maximum. Sunday, warm to hot conditions expected, cloud increasing with showers likely to develop about the west with rain and possible thunderstorms forecast for the northwest later in the afternoon. Monday, rain contracting to the east later in the day, easing to showers in the west with possible thunderstorms in the north. Tuesday, showers easing from the west with morning showers likely in the east. We'll take a quick sticky beak now at mainland conditions tomorrow. 31 in both Adelaide and Melbourne, mostly sunny in Canberra 26. 29 and showers for Brisbane, 34 and possible storms looming for Darwin. Conditions currently this Friday evening, it's sunny in Hobart with 18, also sunny in Launceston 22 and sunny in Devonport with 20. It's been a pleasure to deliver the weather forecast to our fellow Tasmanians this festive season. Murph will be back at the weather desk on Monday for at least a couple of days, Kim.
And that wraps up your Friday night bulletin on behalf of the 7 Tasmania team. Thanks for watching. Good night, everyone.